Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another speculation video. So tomorrow, October 26th at 11 a.m. Pacific time, there is going to be an Inside Maxis live stream, and they are going to feature some Latin American players, and also give a sneak peek at what's to come. There is supposed to be 2 base game updates left, and while I'm still not really expecting anything all that big, I realized, oh wait, what if we're getting the Townie Overhaul before the end of this year? In case you don't know what the Townie Overhaul is, or you just missed that announcement, I'm just gonna play back this clip from the previous Inside Maxis.
And this next one is super important to us. Why are skin tones getting lighter over the course of the Sims games? Hundreds of townies have come to life since the first Sims game launched 21 years ago. A lot of love has been put into every single one of them, and we acknowledge that they need continued care and attention. So it's about time for a Townie Overhaul. We're currently in the process of updating NPCs in The Sims 4, including visuals as well as their lore. This will take some time to accomplish, as we have to spend some quality time with each and every single sim from Willow Creek to Henford on Bagley. That means we're taking it step by step, or well, better townie by townie, and we're excited to update you at a later date.
So it is a little strangely worded, because Townie to me means the Sims that are not playable at all. They're just the randomly generated Sims that pop up in the world and sometimes do jobs like working the food stalls. But I think what she was actually talking about are all the pre-made Sims that are playable, like the Goths, the Land Grabs, Nox, etc. So yeah, they're gonna go back and update all of these Sims, and it does sound like it is something that is going to take quite a while, because if they're really gonna update each and every single Sim, then yep, that's gonna take a lot of time with all the Sims that they have put out over the years. There's been a lot of things added to The Sims 4 after it first came out. Yeah, there are recent things such as the likes and dislikes, but the game didn't even have family trees. I know, that's really crazy, but we didn't get family trees until February of 2015. So that is one thing that I think could really benefit with a Townie Overhaul, where they could maybe make some of the Sims more connected. Like with Johnny Zest, for example, it says in his household description that he's a disowned land grab, but the family tree does not reflect that. There's also a lot of complaints about Sims such as Bella Goth and the Caliante sisters having lighter skin than they did in the previous games. So I think they will go back and update the skin tones of certain Sims too, because when The Sims 4 first came out, there were not many skin tones to choose from. But now we have way more of them, plus we have the sliders. There are also supposed to be updates to the lore, so maybe there will be some more pre-made drama between families within the same world. They've done a little bit more of that with the recent ones, such as Mount Komorebi and Henford on Bagley, but especially the base game worlds and the older packs. Yeah, there definitely could be some more lore there, and one way they could accomplish that through the gameplay as well is with sentiment, since we only just got those before Mount Komorebi in Snowy Escape. So that'd be really cool if they did add a lot of sentiments to all the Sims, whether it's within the same family or between other families where there's some drama or some romance brewing, things like that. We did also get lifestyles around that time, but those were kept exclusively to Snowy Escape, so I don't know if they would go as far as to adding lifestyles to pre-made Sims, but I think that would be a really cool detail. We also did not have swimwear or hot and cold weather wear when the base game first launched, so they should also update the earlier pre-made Sims with that, instead of just relying on the randomness to just give them outfits and then they most likely just do not look very good. But in terms of when I think we're getting this so-called Townie Overhaul, I think we would have not had already known about this if it were not releasing by the end of this year. I just feel like it would be strange to announce free content that is not coming out until next year, unless it was something extremely huge. But I vaguely remember one of the Sim gurus saying it. Unfortunately, I can't find the tweet, but they said that they can't announce free content unless it's coming out in the same quarter that they announce it. This rule does not appear to be a thing anymore, since they did announce the Townie Overhaul on August 3rd, which was back during the summer, and now we're into the fall/early winter quarter, so then it wouldn't really make sense. But I still think there is some sort of timeline that they would need to follow for announcing and releasing free content. SimGuru Frost did say we have 2 base game updates left for this year, so I am thinking there's a very good chance that the Townie Overhaul will be part of that, if not the main focus. I have seen at least a couple of comments speculating that maybe we'll get story progression alongside the Townie Overhaul, which would be pretty good timing and I think would make a lot of sense. So maybe then that could end up being a pretty big update altogether. I'm not expecting it still, my hopes are still pretty crushed after the news recently about not to expect any more expansion packs for the rest of this year, and usually we do get a big update alongside an expansion pack anyways. But they did address story progression on an Inside Maxis live stream much earlier this year. They didn't announce it though, so I don't think this would put any sort of like rules on them in terms of when they have to release it. But they did say that it's possible and they can't confirm yet if they are actually working on it. Still though, I think it'd be pretty neat if they did end this year with an update that introduced the Townie Overhaul and story progression, maybe even also re-enabling whims by default with that system being updated. So I think that could be still fairly substantial, even if, at least for me, it wouldn't really live up to the hype as, say, like getting a Generations expansion pack. But it would be nice if they did start putting out more major free updates that don't necessarily have to accompany a game pack or an expansion pack. Kind of like how we got bunk beds earlier this year, and it was not right before a game pack came out like I initially thought it would be. Dream Home Decorators still came out months later. Whether any of this speculation ends up being correct or not, it would be nice if we did end this year with at least one of those 2 free updates being fairly substantial and having something really big in it, because like I've said before, some of these free updates this year have been pretty interesting, like with the likes and the dislikes and the scared emotion and the water tool and group cooking. But I still feel like there needs to be just that one big thing with so much oomph instead of like a bunch of things accumulating together. But feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think we'll get a Townie Overhaul and or story progression before the end of 2021? And be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulations and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!